What's going on, people? Y'all already know what I'm doing over here, man. Exposing evil at all costs. You dig? I'm Trent G. Now I know I'm kind of late on this topic, but I still would like to address it because I feel compelled to address it. It's in regards to the rapper Glorilla telling her female fans to be toxic. Okay? I know a lot of people talked about that, but I did not give my 2 cents on the situation. So like I said, I know I'm kind of late on it, but I felt God kept picking at my heart, man, to put this into the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Now I believe Glorilla is a nice person, man. I don't think she's a bad person. You know, I think she has a nice attitude. She seems like a sweet girl. You know what I'm saying? I just think the advice she gave was kind of off base for her fans, you know, for the people who follow her.
Hey, ladies, how are you? Well, I'm going to call my twin, and I just want to let y'all know, be toxic for the rest of your 20s. You only get one life. Live your toxic 20s. You never get to be 20 years old, 21, 22, 23, 24, none of that ever again in your life. Be toxic, because don't get in your 30s thinking you could just go slashing tires and doing all this crazy shit. Too old for that now. You too mature. Be toxic for the rest of your 20s. And if you delusional, turn it up a notch. Enjoy the rest of your 20s. You only get to do one.
You know, some of those women who take that advice, some of those young women who take that advice, man, my son may bump into him one day. You know, that's why I got to tell my son about toxicity and stuff like that. So I felt compelled to get this off of my chest, man. So I'm going to jump right into it. All right. Now, I came across this statement of Glorilla encouraging her fans to embrace toxicity. And like I said, I felt compelled to address the implications of such advice. All right. While music and art have the power to influence and shape culture, it is essential to use the platform responsibly. OK, considering the potential harm that can result from promoting toxic behavior. All right. Being a toxic person is not only detrimental to the individuals involved, but also to society as a whole. OK, when you're toxic, you're not the only one that deals with your toxicness. All right. You put that toxicness out into the world and other people become a victim of your toxicity. Toxicity can manifest in various ways, and it often leads to negative consequences, all right, for relationships, mental health, and personal growth. I'm going to dive into probably about 10 signs of a toxic person and the harm they cause. And I would like the young women who heard Glorilla tell them to be toxic to take my advice and run far away from being toxic, right? One reason why you don't want to be toxic is constant negativity, okay? Toxic individuals tend to dwell on negative aspects of life, consistently complaining and spreading pessimism. Right? Always negative. Right? This negativity can drain the energy out of those around them and hinder positive thinking. Right? That's one of the traits of a toxic person that Glorilla was telling her young fans to embrace. All right. And this is no shot at Glorilla, but the main purpose of my channel is to, put out good advice and put out godly advice to people who hear what I'm saying. OK, the main purpose of my channel was to build up. So if I hear something that's not right, then I got to come against it. You know, it's not a personal shot at Glorilla. Another sign of toxicity is manipulation. Okay, toxic people often use manipulation tactics to control others. Right? This can include emotional blackmail, guilt tripping, or deceit, leading to damaged trust and strained relationships. Okay. What is another sign of a toxic person? Jealousy and envy. Toxic individuals often harbor feelings of jealousy and envy towards others' success or happiness. OK, they may undermine or belittle others' achievements, fostering a toxic and competitive environment. Right? This is a toxic individual. All right. Another sign of a toxic individual is a lack of empathy. Toxic people struggle to understand or empathize with others' emotions and perspectives. All right. This lack of empathy can result in hurtful comments and actions, further damaging relationships. Okay. Chronic criticism. Toxic people frequently criticize and nitpick others, making them feel inadequate and insecure. All right. This constant criticism erodes self-esteem and can lead to anxiety and depression in the victims of a toxic person. Like I say, toxic people are not just toxic to themselves, but people around them become victims of their toxicity. All right? They do. Another sign of a toxic person is a boundary violation. Okay, toxic individuals disregard personal boundaries, often invading other space or privacy. This can lead to discomfort and a loss of trust in the relationship. What is another sign of a toxic person? Gaslighting. Toxic people may use gaslighting techniques to make their victims doubt their own reality or feelings. This can lead to confusion and a sense of powerlessness, okay, in a victim. Powerlessness in a victim, all right? Making you feel like, making you believe that you didn't see what you saw, or you didn't hear what you heard, or, even making you believe that the toxic individual is not doing toxic things to you, okay? You call them out on it. They try to flip the script on you, making you feel like you're making them your victim, as opposed to them making you a victim. They're toxic. All right. Another sign of a toxic person is stonewalling. Okay. Toxic people may refuse to communicate or engage in meaningful conversations when faced with conflicts. All right. Some people say, I avoid conflict. You ever call out a toxic person for their wrongdoing and they always try to run from it? I don't want to argue. But they just got done doing something very evil, very wicked, very demonic to you. And when you say, hey, I want to talk to you about this, I would like to address what you did to me because it hurt me. It was wicked. It was evil. It was bad. And you hurt me. And I'm going to address it with you. Oh, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to fight. I want to avoid toxicity. I don't want no conflict. Just get on. I don't want to deal with that. That's a toxic person. Whenever you call them out on their BS, on the toxic things that they're doing, they run from it as opposed to being confronted by it. All right. Another thing, gossip and backstabbing. It's another sign of a toxic person. All right. Toxic individuals often engage in gossip and backstabbing, spreading rumors and undermining others' reputations. All right. This behavior damages trust within social circles and can lead to isolation. Another sign of a toxic person is unwillingness to change. Toxic individuals are often resistant to personal growth and self-improvement. Right. They may refuse to acknowledge their own toxic behavior, like I said earlier, making it challenging to build healthier relationships. All right. The harm caused by toxic individuals extends far beyond personal relationship. It can impact various aspects of life, including mental health. Toxic people can trigger stress, all right, and depression to those around them, leading to mental health issues that require treatment and support. Toxic people can actually put you in the hospital. Okay. Isolation. Victims of a toxic person may withdraw from social interactions to protect themselves from the toxic person, from harm, resulting in loneliness, all right, and a reduced support network. Okay. Decreased productivity. Toxic people, even in the workplace, can hinder productivity and teamwork, leading to a hostile and unproductive work environment. Toxic people can bring health issues. Chronic stress caused by toxic people in relationships can contribute to physical health problems such as heart disease, high blood pressure, and weakened immune system. Toxic people are killing people. All right. Toxic individuals can literally physically kill people if you let them. Toxic is not just something that they are, it's an actual poison that they are. Toxic means poison. Toxic people are poison. Okay? They're poison. All right? Even with children, toxic people can have a negative impact on children. All right? Toxic parenting is what it's called, can have long-lasting effects on children's emotional and psychological well-being, affecting their self-esteem and future relationships because of a toxic mother, a toxic father. All right? Legal consequences. Some toxic behaviors, such as harassment or defamation, can lead to legal consequences, damaging one's reputation and financial stability. All right. Another sign of a toxic person. Something else that a toxic person can put off on you is emotional trauma. Okay? Emotional trauma. Victims of toxic people may carry emotional scars that affect their future interactions and relationships, making it challenging to trust other people. All right? It's important to recognize that toxic behaviors are not even gender specific, and encouraging anyone, regardless of gender, to embrace toxic behavior is harmful to all involved. All right? Instead, we should promote healthy, positive, and supportive behaviors that foster empathy, communication, and personal growth. All right. And that's real. So to conclude, young women who heard the message of Glorilla, I advise you to take my advice and not the advice of Glorilla when it comes to being a toxic person. All right. Being a toxic person is not a good person. These people bring sickness. These people bring disease. These people bring chaos. These people bring turmoil. These people bring destruction. These people bring heartache. Toxic people are not people that you want to be around. Okay. They are not people you want to be around. And a toxic person is not something that you should embrace. All right? If you have any of the signs that I've indicated above, you should run from it immediately. Seek out prayer, seek out counsel, and get the spirit of being a toxic person out of you, because that is a demon. All right. That is a demon that has inhabited your body, but you have the power to break it in the name of Jesus. All right. You have the power to fight against it. All right. Do not adapt to being a toxic person. Nobody wants to be around a toxic person. Toxic people are destruction people. They are destructive. They bring evil your way. Stay away from toxicity at all costs. You dig? And as for that, I'm Trent G, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. My channel was only to build up, not tear down. Peace.